Peace. Mm. Happy now. Now's the vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Wanna help y'all or help in general figuring out your past life. Just basically I have a few questions that you could basically in essence, ask yourself are, basically questions that would help give answers to, what you were in the past life. And dealing with like past life regression and basically trying to find out, information from your past lives. It's not important exactly like who you were, it's more of the way, like learning from the way of life or the lessons you needed to learn from that life, and not just trying to, oh, I was this in this life. That's interesting. Like, oh, I was, what I'm saying? I mean, in some cases, it may help you just to know, who or what you was in a past life, but in essence, you're really you're really trying to find some type of information that could help you spiritually grow. You know what I'm saying? Help advance you on your spiritual growth and your ascension process. So I'm gonna give a few questions that could help you. You know what I'm saying? Figure out what what you probably or who you were in the past life or what. Let me get into it. Say for instance, what are your favorite foods? By going into, and I always tell people too, when you're trying to figure out these things, think about things that resonated with you that wasn't taught to you. You know what I'm saying? Anything, that you really like or that you do all the time, but nobody taught to you. Because a lot of habits that we pick up from being around our parents and around our family, or certain phrases or things we say all the time from our family. But then there's things that like where even your parents or your people probably say, I don't know who you get that from, you know what I'm saying, or but that's things that resonate with your soul. But like your favorite foods, foods that you just like, soon as you saw it, seen it, it's like, ooh, that's my favorite food right there, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't because, it was in the household all the time and that's what you ate all the time, so it became your favorite food. No, it's something that just resonated with you just without no teaching, without nothing. It just, oh no, I love that. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was Chinese food. Like no, my parents did not cook not a single Chinese dish in my crib. So, but the moment I tried some, it was like, and I'm talking about too, like not just fried rice. You know what I'm saying? But like I tried like noodles and stuff like that, and it's like, oh, it's like this is something my soul loving this, you know what I'm saying? So something that resonate with the soul on that level. What music and paintings are you intrigued with? You know what I'm saying? Do you like, I know me, I like living in the past with my music, like that old early 80s, late 70s music. I know I had to have a lifetime in that era because that music just like resonate with me heavy. That's why I too like with when some at this point too, the more I'm getting spiritual, my growth, I start to look at my parents like my peers, more. Cause matter of fact, I'm an old soul, so in essence, they could have been my children in a past life, or the cycle could go any kind of way. But like for me being so into that type of music, I bet you I was like, you know around and out and about like a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because I was born in '87. So, there's a chance for me to be living, past before '87, right before I came back through, back into this incarnation. But the music and paintings, you know what I'm saying? Anything like a certain era of paintings, a certain style of paintings that you're into, you know what I'm saying? Where nobody taught you this, you just resonate with it. And that may be something that's a soulful, something that comes from a past life that you recognize from a past life. Let's see. What are your present religious interests and biases? What religions or spiritual aspects you gravitate towards? What are your biases? What you don't gravitate towards? What you don't like? You know what I'm saying? me personally, for me and my growth, you know what I'm saying, I gravitated towards the Rastafari spirituality and growth. That's why I never, like, even though I'm not one of those Bible preaching, Rasta brethren, I still have my Rasta liberty in essence, because this is what brought me to knowing that I'm a vibrational being is going through Rastafari, you know what I'm saying? Because it taught me that one love. It taught me to keep my body happy and to, the less the better, as far as like not too many things, not being too worldly, you know what I'm saying? In which, with any type of spiritualities and religions, they, for the most part, a lot of them may be extremists on certain points, you know what I'm saying? So, you find what really resonates with you and what really feels the most true for you, you go with that. But it's whatever religion, you're very interested in, whatever spirituality you're interested in, and whatever you're biased towards. So, say for instance, my soul know the the evil that Roman Catholic Church, that it been about and that it will try to be about until its last days, in these next few years. But, you know, my religious bias would be like, well, the Catholic Church just never resonated with me. I felt the evil from the Catholic Church from jump. I always felt like, even when they depicted Catholic churches in movies and stuff, I'm like, just feel eerie and like somebody about to get killed. You know, the depicting of Jesus hanging from the cross, you know what I'm saying? The line about the indigenous stuff, like just everything, you know what I'm saying? And but the reason why they resonate with me, because I'm an old soul that done watch the Crusades. I watched the Roman Catholics go around and kill people. Like, either you gonna read this Bible or it's the end of my knife. You know what I'm saying? Like, get down or lay down on a religious level. You know what I'm saying? Like, stay profited basically. And that's the thing. But they call people on the street gangsters. But Vatican, the Roman Catholic Church was basically like state property. So if you look at beans that way, you should look at the Pope like how you look at beans from state property. Making people get down or lay down, and that's how the people in in the religions do. Like, they try to, oh, if you don't believe in Jesus and that's the new coming, then you're going to hell. So instead of poking you with a knife, they just hex you with the words. You know what I'm saying? Cast the spell. Spell with the words. You know. But again, religions that you're interested in are biased in, that would resonate with the soul, that would help you to know, like, what time frame you were in, or, who, what type of culture or whatever you was a part of in the past life. What talents and interests come natural to you? So any type of skill set, talent, you know what I'm saying? Anything that you was interested in, again, that wasn't taught to you by anyone, that you just love and picked up on just from jump. Like, soon as you saw it and seen it or heard about it, was like, it almost like a lost memory. Like, oh, I, for some reason, felt like I was doing this already, or I remember this. Felt like I done uh you know dealt with this before. Or like, you super talented. Like, I know me, I'm a jack of all trades in general. Like, I'm just super talented around across the board, where all you gotta do is just show me a few times and I could be just as good as a person that has to study every day or practice every day, whatever the case may be. But I had to watch out for that though, because being a jack of all trades, you sprinkle yourself out too thin trying to do everything. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to bring it into YouTube channel and crystals. But any talents and interests that come natural to you, you know what I'm saying? That'll kind of let you know what you've been in a past life. Let's see. What are your attitudes towards various nationalities? Do you have some type of grudge against certain type of nationalities? You know what I'm saying? Uh, if you were happen to be Ashkenazi Jew, in the past, like, do you have a grudge against German? Like, for some reason you just kind of got something against German people. You know what I'm saying? That may be the case, but it goes off of a past life. It's some type of thing that you've been hurt by in the past, dealing with this nationality. Whether for better or for worse. You know what I'm saying? Because, say for instance, it could be your attitude towards a nationality for the good. Like, say for instance, I was always intrigued by the way Jamaicans talk. You know what I'm saying? Jamaican patois. Before me can Rastafari, me like to, speak in you know, the type of way that take your time and you articulate yourself. But I was resonating with that because, I probably was, 9 times out of 10 living in Jamaica in the past life. Reason why the dreadlocks and everything, why that, just resonate with me is, and even down to my bloodline with that, because that's also, you can look at your past life eh, through your family, and that question not on here, but like, well, your DNA is a part of your past life, you know what I'm saying? In essence, well, say for instance, my great grandfather is a Haitian, last name Toussaint. So I'm pretty sure, I was, in Haiti or have to do with being incarnated within that, that bloodline, because matter of fact, it's my family, as above, so below, you're traveling with your soul family, vibrationally and on a DNA level, what I'm saying, on a physical level, you know. All right. Another question, what foreign countries have you visited or would you like to visit? You know, what countries are you very, very intrigued with? On the top of my list, you could just guess, I won't say I won't claim that you're being stereotypically like, or stereotypical. I'm not gonna claim that you're profiling. If you could guess, the places that I would like to visit, you know, it's easy. But Egypt and Ethiopia, that's my top two. And then Tibet, you know, the Himalayas, where else? All right, since that's first things that come to mind, that's but Egypt and Ethiopia is just two places where, the whole continent of Africa in general, you know what I'm saying? But for sure, just Egypt and Ethiopia. It's already done. Maktub, it was written, you know what I'm saying? I'm already there, but that's the foreign countries that, that I resonate with. But any foreign countries that, you feel you have to visit or that you would really like to visit or you have visited already, that may be something that resonates with your past life. Maybe you were there in a past life, not dealing with countries, but with the city of Baton Rouge that I was living in Louisiana. I know I was probably somewhere, probably around during the Civil War time because I resonate with those Spanish style buildings uh, that's downtown in Baton Rouge. You know what I'm saying? It's like, a matter of fact, it gives me a super supreme nostalgic feeling. Like I remember walking on Spanish Town Street and just like hoping that people wouldn't take me for crazy how much I was staring at their houses as I was walking by. Like, but I was just like, man, like I've been here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just like, bro, I know. Like, I don't care if I can't produce physical evidence to make other people believe it. I know in my soul that I've been here, and that's why I like these types of houses. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. Because it ain't about trying to make somebody else believe anyway with any of your spirituality. Even when down to like asking questions to me, or anything, like you're not trying to make me believe or anybody else believe. You know what I'm saying? In essence, if it resonate with you, it resonate with you. But any foreign country, place, of that nature that just really resonate with you, you probably, been there in the past. Like, as a matter of fact, this kind of fall into that line of questioning too. What historical period interests you? You know what I'm saying? Well, are you intrigued with the times of Atlantis? Are you intrigued with with the times when the Moors was doing their thing, you know what I'm saying, right before they signed the treaty in, I think it was like 1491, to give things off to the European and Spanish people. But, what's your era, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's all, like, well, matter of fact, in history, when you was taking history, the little bit of degrees of knowledge that they was giving us in school, the history that they want us to learn, what history, resonated with you, or what historical period resonate with you, I should say. But for me, my what resonate with me pretty heavy, I think of Lemuria and Atlantis. that resonates with me pretty heavily. Next in line, I would say whatever time when Magic was being last practiced pretty heavily. I was in that era too. Definitely. That's why I'm so into. Matter of fact, and that's the thing with me being into alchemy and magic the way I am, where I put on Full Metal Alchemist and I'm like I'm in there, I am in that dimension, that cartoon. I exist in some dimension on that level, or I have existed on that level in some past life, in some type of way, and that's why it resonates with me. Matter of fact, like how I spoke on when one of the alchemists had did something where he mixed his daughter with the family dog, and it was like sad, but I felt very heartfelt because, in all honesty, I felt like when I had my magical powers and stuff like that, that I was using it for quote unquote harmful things at one time. You know what I'm saying? Which the universe is deep. Good and evil, harming or not harming is kind of subjective to perception. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I with me, I just felt like I was not being good the way I was. I ain't gonna say supposed to, but I was just harming people. I was like a wizard that wasn't treating people right. That's the best way to say it. So, and that resonates with me. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, most of the things, all these questions I'm running by you, all this is all things that resonate with you without nobody having to teach it to you. Nothing that was pushed in your face all the time. Or in essence, because this how things work too, though. It may have been pushed in your face indirectly, trying to remind you of who you were. You know what I'm saying? If somebody like always bringing up Harry Potter to you or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get you to get into it, but you wasn't really into it at the time. Because I kind of look at myself at first with that type of stuff. When it first came out, I'm like, ah. But then I watched it, it's like, oh man, I watch Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, though, if I could say a time resonate, whatever time that stuff was going on, like how it was in the Lord of the Rings, matter of fact, the Lord of the Rings is Saturn, got my rings on, you know, or the ring of Solomon, you know what I'm saying? 72 times 5, 72 Goetia times 5 equals 360 degrees, the circle. That's another thing too, but I resonate with that magic era, whatever era where we was doing it up with the magic. I was there because I kind of even remember being like, I say chase, but having to hide, and being that type of neutral figure. Because I feel like I'm that now. Like, well, of course, like I don't try to get it. And matter of fact, that's the thing too, getting out of human being quarrels and in the essence of like, of course, as a melanated being, I know and understand that, it's about getting people. How can I say? Because I don't want to say it wrong. It's about restoring the knowledge, the true knowledge of the indigenous people. But at the end of the day, I'm neutral to, the egotistical aspects of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what's going on a higher level, so I'm not here to kind of play the human game on that level. You know what I'm saying? And that's how when you see most wizards are, yeah, in some cases you had the dark wizard on this side, light wizard on this side, but a lot of in some cases like I think about Achilles, because that's why that character always resonate with me. Matter of fact, characters in movies and stuff that's not on here, but that would be another one. Like a certain character, a certain movie that resonate with you. With that kind of goes into historical periods, but in essence, it was more of that character, like where Achilles was like, I ain't with the killing for nothing on neither one. I'm not into y'all politics or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just doing me. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I be feeling sometimes that I was in the past life, and I kind of feel that in these times too right now. Like where I'm here to help people, but help in a kind of like in a neutral aspect, if that makes sense, like not trying to go to no particular, I'm just spirit, I'm just a high vibrational being, like I say, of course, because of my little skin suit and because I know the history of this earthly plane. Of course, we want to get the indigenous people back on track, but for the most part, I don't really feel the need to take a side of anything. Like I feel the oneness of everything. So it's like, how could I take a side of, you know, when everything is one? Of course, you got the duality, but even with that, like even though I'm a light being, I respect and acknowledge the dark side. You know what I'm saying? So it's, but basically that's about it. Matter of fact, oh, I was about to bring up something else told y'all. But yep, that's basically the line of questioning. So, from favorite foods, music and paintings, religious interests, certain talents, all these things that resonated with you, or you had some type of way of feeling about it before somebody could even teach you about it, before somebody could even, program your subconscious about any of these things, you know what I'm saying? It resonated with you or it didn't resonate, whether you was close to it or not, but it'll have something to do with your past life because all this is in your DNA. Matter of fact, and right now all this is being activated. You're getting into who you spiritually, truthfully are. So that's why, what I'm saying, you're getting in more into probably magic, more into alchemy too, you know what I'm saying? Because this is the true aspects of what always been going on, We've been tricked into thinking that we're just human beings, and almost got trapped into being tricked into that knowledge. We almost got trapped within that knowledge, in that perception, I should say, you know, because if you think you are human, and you don't have those type of powers, and that's what you're gonna be. It was all up to your perception. That's where the alchemy come in at, you know what I'm saying? Transforming and transmuting that subconscious and letting it know that, hey man, we gods in here, subconscious, switch it up, baby. We got powers, man. We got powers. But that's basically it, just like I say, questioning lines of questioning to help you figure out your past life or what you've been. And like I said, you don't want to just try to find out, oh yeah, I was a, like say for instance, with me being a wizard, I was a wizard named Gustalamu. It's like, all right, cool. What you learn from that? You know what I'm saying? You're not just going just to find out the identity of your past life, but more to get information that could help you on your growth. You know what I'm saying? And two, you could also achieve this by meditating and going to the Akashic records. And this has to do with a lot with visualization. Also, you got your past life chakra that's kind of like behind the ears. Like close your eyes and envision your consciousness like going from your pineal to your past life chakras. You know what I'm saying? And vision, like, matter of fact, before you go into those type of meditation, ask your spirit guides, hey, could y'all please help me to acquire the Akashic records, you know? Like, I want to go into the Akashic records. The Akashic is just basically like an invisible, or I ain't gonna say invisible library, a non-physical library, a vibrational library, basically a certain dimension where everything that ever happened will happen, and never, just everything is in that dimension. Matter of fact, somewhat of a personification of the Akashic records in that dimension is like seeing like how when you die and they say your life passed. But I say they say 'cause I ain't gonna lie on the DMT trip that kind of happened, but where your life passed before your eyes and you could see or where you have access to all those dimensions in essence. Well, if you watch Interstellar, where he ended up going to a dimension where he had access to all kind of dimensions, on Full Metal Alchemist when the two brothers died from the human transmutation, they went in that little white realm and all those other things passing by their eyes, and it was like, did you get the truth? Did you see the truth when it? But that's that type of aspect, like what the Akashic Records is in essence. But you could pinpoint or go to a certain place, you know. But it's always you gotta clear your mind. Meditation, y'all. Gotta clear that mind when you want to tap into these things. You can't be singing the song that was on the radio or thinking about the song that was on the radio. That's constantly being pushed on your brain. You can't be thinking about that in quiet Akashic records. then you start to see how serious it is about programming your subconscious when you can't get a song out your head. Or basically, when you don't have control over your own mind. It's like, all right, damn, I ain't saying like we're on time like that, but right now is the vibrate to to change into that mode and have that overstanding. But peace happen now. Now is the vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future, not too far in the past. Right now.